Hey, this is Craig, that Craig. So I decided to make a video. I'm gonna give you guys my top 5 OMG sports moments. And I got my Mike Tyson shirt on, kind of tie in with his pigeons from the roof and his tattoo right there. So my top 5 OMG sports moments. I'm gonna start with number 5, and they're gonna consist with MMA, boxing, football, and the WWE. So number 5 for me would be the last year's Super Bowl when the Patriots versus the Seahawks. I don't hate the Patriots, but I consider the Patriots college basketball's Duke. You know, I feel like they always win, and I always root against them because I want to see them lose. And so I was rooting for the Seahawks. The last play, of course, was my OMG moment. It was kind of like one of the moments where complete joy turned to just sadness like that. It was that crazy. And the play before, when Wilson threw the wide receiver, I forgot his name, the pass, when he bobbled the ball and he caught it right before it touched the ground, got up, ran for a couple of yards. Man, I was jumping up in my seat like, yeah. And then the next play, when they threw it, when they should have gave the ball to Marshawn Lynch. That would be number 5 for me, because it was just like, yeah. Wait a minute, what just happened? Oh my God, he threw an interception. And this expression for like the next 5 minutes. That would be number 5 for me. Number 4 would be Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman, when his leg broke. You know, at this point, you know, first of all, I'm a huge Anderson Silva fan. He's probably my favorite MMA fighter of all time. I watched him from his UFC debut all the way up. And when he broke his leg, man, that wasn't the first time I seen somebody break their leg in an MMA fight, but considering the fact on that stage and for it to be Anderson Silva, I thought that was it was huge and it was different. And the sound it made when he broke his leg, and then his reaction, his screams, you know, and then Chris Weidman's reaction like he did something great, you know, the whole thing was just an OMG for me, man. And yeah, that would be number 4. My number 3 would be when Anderson Silva got knocked out versus Chris Weidman won. And at this point, and everybody considered Silva unbeatable. Like there's nobody can touch him, you know. And when he came, you know, and I didn't think Weidman would beat him, let alone that way. But I remember I was right here on the counter watching the fight. I remember I was right here watching the fight, and the whole time I was watching it, I was just thinking like, why is Silva fighting this way? Why is he not? Is he not taking him serious, or is he just bored, or is he frustrated because he wasn't able to take him out early, so he just reverting to these tactics of just acting like he doesn't care to try to counter him? I just didn't understand it. And no, I give Chris Weidman credit for having heavy hands. I don't give him credit for having a legit knockout win on Silva, because the first punch he threw before he caught him was a backhand, and he just threw a little lazy left hook because Silva just was leaning back. It wasn't no disrespect, Chris Weidman. I'm just saying that, you know, the knockout, he's praised for having heavy hands, in my opinion. That should be it. But saying that, you know, he caught Silva, you know, with something special or with a legit, you know, punch he set up or something, I don't give him credit for that. But yeah, man, when he dropped him, like my heart dropped, and it was like, oh crap. And you know, in UFC fights, as soon as somebody get caught a punch, you're like, oh crap, is it over? And as soon as you see the person get on top and start throwing punches, like, oh yeah, it's over. And the referee's about to stop the fight. So that's what it was with me. And when he stopped it, was kind of like, well, you know. And my reaction, it wasn't that bad for me because of a later pick on in this list. But that'll be later. But my number 2 pick would be Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, when Brock beat Undertaker. Now it makes sense for Brock to beat Undertaker, because I just found out a couple of days ago Brock just re-signed his contract with the WWE. which means he's going to a multi-year contract, which means he's going to be with the company for a while. So in my eyes, I see that either he's going to pass the torch to Roman Reigns, or they're going to use him to pass the torch to multiple different superstars or somebody else down the line. I don't think Roman Reigns is ready now. I read an article on Bleacher Report with the guy. He was basically trashing the build-up to every match from this year's WrestleMania, which is this Sunday. He was trashing all the match build-ups, saying it was all garbage pretty much, except the only thing he said that the WWE did right was build Brock Lesnar as a beast. And it makes sense now that they will let Undertaker lose to him and build him up as such a beast now to make him look so strong. But also, I think there's a negative to that, because now it's like, why would you let Roman Reigns beat a guy like that? Roman Reigns is so green, and so fresh to the company, fresh in a good way, but also fresh in a bad way. He's not ready to be in that spot. And I just don't. I think they dropped the ball with how they built Roman Reigns. They should have. Brock doesn't talk at all, and that's a good thing. He shouldn't talk. I think he say everything from time to time. But he just need to go out there and just destroy people and not talk. That's the same thing they need to be doing with Roman Reigns. But they put him in the ring with somebody who doesn't talk. So somebody's going to have to talk, and Roman Reigns is going to have to take that. And Brock has freaking Paul Heyman, who's arguably one of the greatest talkers of all time. But anyway, back to Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. At that time, it didn't make sense to me, but now it does. At that time, it didn't make, and the reason why I said I had it so high on my list is because, it's Undertaker's streak. The streak was probably the most prized possession in the WWE's history. In my opinion, there's nothing that you can say is better than that or could ever be better than that. Ric Flair's 16 title reigns, it wasn't better than that. And can't really think of nothing else, but that we even come close to even thinking that's better than that. But that would be my number 2, and the people's reactions. At the event, it's priceless, man. Like you can't beat that. Like that has to be in the top in the history of sports, one of the top moments of all time. It has to be. But number 1 for me would be. I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I watched Manny Pacquiao all the way up. The first time I saw him was when he was about to fight. I think Eric Morales the first time, and they showed his replays to his previous fights against Barrera 1 and Marquez 1, I think. And I watched. The number 1 would be when he got knocked out against Marquez. I remember where I was in my parents' house, in my room. I was living with my parents at the time. I was leaning over on the bed with a computer, and my girlfriend at the time, who's my wife now, was laying on the bed on her phone or something. And I was watching it, heart pounding like crazy. And when he got caught and dropped, it was like, to this day, it was crazy, man. I jumped up, and I was looking like, my girlfriend just said, I want to break up or something. Or I just heard like a gunshot. It was like, oh, crap, what just happened? And I looked at my girlfriend, looked back on the screen, looked at my girl, looked back at the screen. I just couldn't believe what I just saw. And him laying there like that was just like career ending. I thought that was it. Like, it was no more. Pacquiao versus Mayweather never gonna happen. This is gonna be the last time we see Pacquiao, and that'll be my number 1 moment for me, man. That was crazy. But yeah, that was one of my top 5 OMG Sports moments. Comment, share, subscribe, let a brother know what you think. If you have your top 5, comment and let me know what yours. It don't have to be of all sports. It can just be one particular sport. I know everybody doesn't like all sports, but yeah, let a brother know what you think. This is Craig, that Craig. Please stay on your grind.